Hello guys, here at Rocket again. Finally, I can make this video. I was really hoping for a ban list to make this video. And the ban list was released the last week. It's going to be put on rule the 25th of this month of September of 2023. I'll wait for the ban list for make this video. So now that no one of these cards are in the ban list, we can make this low budget profile deck. What I mean with that is that actually you don't have to spend a lot of money for have this deck like in this video. I spent around $36, and yeah, maybe it can sound I find it can be sound a little bit like a power cost, but you're getting a full deck for $36. Instead, I mean, we have cards that only one copy is 36 or even more higher cost. So I pay around $12 for each structured deck. So I think it's actually cheap for a real good Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Obviously, only like local ways. I mean, you can play this one in a state or a country or regional YCS. I don't know. But taking fact, we are not using like the most powerful cards that we have for this deck. I mean, the ones who are not part of the structure, we cannot be sure that it's going to have really good effects. This one is really good for playing a local level with your friends in your local tournament store. Now you have focus. Right, I'm sorry if the camera wasn't focusing at some moment ago. Now for start with the main deck, we have Fallen of Albaz, 3 copies. This card is the most principal part of the deck. You need this card almost all the time in your hand or in your graveyard for making the fusion summons, or in the field. I mean, you need always have one of albas to be played. So we run 3 copies of it. Spring and Kit. Now we have also run 3 copies of Spring and Kit. This one is a special summon, even if only if you have a fusion monster in your field, and also helps you to recover your random fusion cards from the graveyard. We also run it at 3 copies. I mean, it helps you a lot. Maybe you can run it into 2 cards, but I prefer 3 because it gave me a little more constancy on my plays. So now, on my matches. So now, True Brigade Mercourier. This one is a type of hand trap for the archetype. A special summon helps you to search card Fan of Alba from your deck. So all the cards that can help you to bring Fan of Albas or something related to Fan of Albas to your hand is really nice to play, and you play almost a lot of copies. So we are running 3 copies of Tree Brigade Mercourier right now. Golden Swordsel. I must say argument. This one helps you a lot in the ball phase, and also helps you to win thanks to a ball phase, because I bought a voice attack, and also helps you to summon more monsters. I almost say argument that the Mercourier, but this one you only run at 2 copies for. We don't want to see this card off in hand. Now we run 2 copies of Albion. This is a Fall of Albas. If this card is in the field or the graveyard, can help you a lot. This card can be used as Fall of Albas. I mean, it's like you're playing 5 copies instead of 3. So we only run this card of 2. Perhaps to the deck. Now it's like is like the core of the deck. So the rest ones are for help, and you can change the numbers from 1 to 3 if you want. My neighbor's dog is barking outside. I'm sorry, guys. Now we run 2 copies of Gate of the Magic of the Dragon. I mean the name is Cuidador de la Magia del Dragón. Is the Dragon Gatekeeper in English. I remember really so well the name. This one can help you to get fusion cards really fast to your hand. I mean, in your first turn you get one of these, you can easily search for a fusion card. I mean, in this case, Brand Fusion. We're going to see that one when we reach the magic cards. Now we run a copy of Floderi's Dogmatic, the Armored Knight. I think that's their own English. This one is also special summon and helps you a lot to 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 get the match thanks to a ball phase. So we only run a one copy. Also the level is a really high level, so if you don't have a way to special summon this card, it's like a brick. It's a brick if you don't have a way to special summon. Now, these two cards are part of the structured deck, or they are in common rare. But I also have it in foil, so I only chain it for the foil ones. But you have these two ones in your deck. Now we run one copy each of them because one helps search the other, and the other reach the first one, and we play a lot of light and dark in this deck, so it's a little small Chaos Engine. Alright, now where is it? Here. The next card is the Dragon Chaos Levianeer, almost same reason of the last two, a little Chaos Engine. And that is all for the normal monsters. Now here we have the hand traps. We play 3 Effect Veiler Effect Veiler. You surely know what this does. Is you in the main phase of your opponent, you can discard this card, and select one of your opponent's monsters, and that monster is not going to be able to activate effects for the rest of the turn. Same way, we play 3 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, also for the hand traps. Obviously, if you have your Ash or another card, you can change it, but how I said before, this profile is 100% based on what we get on the structured decks. Now, magic cards. We have 3 fusion branded fusion. It's the fusion card, you always need it. Because you can fusion from your field, graveyard, and deck. So it's really, really necessary. This card was really in risk to be hit by the Bonlies. It's not hit, so you can play a 3, and you must play a 3. Now, branded last, we run at 2 copies because this one helps a lot to avoid that your card effects be negated. That for the fusion monsters, you always need have the effects available for use it. We run at 2 copies. Now, have branded bond. Have you to bring back a Fallen of Albaz to the field. It's the reason why you only play that one. It's like a Monster Reborn, but only for Fallen of Albaz. You can change it for Monster Reborn, but how I said before, is based on the structure of the cards. Now we have branded in white. These 2 copies more for have a fusion card on your deck. You have a little bit more conditions, but it's almost the same thing. You can summon fusion monsters to your field. Summon 1 fusion monster from your deck, extra deck using monster from your hand or field, including 1 dragon monster. It's a little bit more conditions, but it's when you are using it, it's almost the same one that run fusion. Even when we are having 5 fusion cards, the best fusion is Brand Fusion is the best one. Now for Infinite Magic cards, we have Hive of the Grave. This one obviously for avoid the hand traps for your opponent. It's a little bit easier to know. Now we have the trap cards. We have 2 branded punishment, 2 branded sword, and 1 branded screen of the brand. These ones are almost for protect your monsters and their effects. Or summon monster, for example, branded sword. It helps you to banish, and you can also recover from the banish zone. So it makes you to recycle, helps you, and summon a token, level 8, dragon type. So it helps you a lot. Now for them with the main deck, we play 1 copy. You can play a 2 if you want, and maybe put away a branded sword copy. There can be only 1. So if we are only playing fusion monsters in this deck, is a good way to, if your opponent is playing maybe fusion and link or synchro and link, it's a good way to get rid of it. Now for the extra deck, we have the Espejade, el dragón de la hoja del hielo, enemy in Spanish. The Ice Barrier Dragon, I think it's in English. We run 3 copies. Thanks to the effect, this helps you to clean the field. And also, you have up to 80k for have the match thanks to a ball phase. Now we run a 3 Lubillion, el dragón abrazador. In the other one, in this one. Almost the same way that Espejade, the effect is it's not the same, but have almost the same purpose. See, Lubellion is really nice how they look in Spanish. I mean, how did you know? Did you know that some cards they look different? I mean, even when they're the same rarity. I mean, it can be common, they can be super rare, ultra rare, secret, but they look a little bit different between English or Spanish or even Italian or another language. Now we run 3 copies from Albio, the Dragon Brother Dragon. This one is for make two fusion monster because you remember for Guest Pejade you need fusion monster, one form of albaz, another fusion synchro, exit or link monster. So with this one you can make another fusion summon. So we also run at 3. This one is one step to get to Espejade. And also you can summon Lubellion with this one. Well, that depends what you want to do and what your opponent have on the field. Now for almost over, we have Brainrat, the Glorious Dragon. This one is another unique form of albaz and 1 level 8 or higher monster. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. Meanwhile, you have this card, Fusion Monster, your opponent cannot select other monster that you control with effects. In the end phase, if card is in the graveyard, because once end there, you can add to your hand or summon in a special way one Tribugate from albaz on your deck. So it's for most special summons. I mean, this for help you bring Fan of albaz to your field or to your hand. We only have 2 copies. Now we have 3 Titan Kalat, the Ashes Dragon. You need a Fan of albaz and 1 monster with 2580k. This one is also for get the game by battle phase, because this card gains 80k equals to the original levels combined of the monster using for the fusion summon. 1,000 times. If you, for example, if you use Fan albaz is level 4 and the other one is level 8, that make 12, so you make 100 times 12, and that 80k the ones who this monster is going to get. We run 2 copies. And for the last one we have a Sprint, the Race Dragon of the Iron. I mean, el dragón carrera de hierro in English. One form of albaz and 1 monster, 1 effect monster, summon in special way this turn. During your main phase you can move these cards that you control to one of your sons, and after that you can destroy all the other cards face up in the same column. Meaning you play this card and your opponent have a monster there, a trap there, and this card is here, you can move it and then you can destroy these 2 ones. So it's really good way to get rid from your opponent's cards. This destruction of the deck. If you see the profile, in the profile we have a lot of destruction of cards that we have in this deck. Well, thanks guys. Actually, we can make some changes. This profile is the one who works good for me. And what about the side deck, guys? I don't think you can make a side deck specifically for this deck or for any deck, because the side deck depends of a lot of things. For example, the actual meta and your local meta, because maybe the meta in a general way can be. I'm sorry if you don't like to see how the I'm putting the cards inside, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, they're mixing, because maybe in your local stores the most popular deck is, I don't know, Dragon Link, but the most stronger one in a tournament level can be Labyrinth. So that there are just examples. Right, guys, I hope you have enjoyed the video. I'm going to try to bring more videos, maybe a review for a control that I get on the internet, for a PS4, Switch, Xbox, and PC. So it's a really nice controller, or maybe another low profile, low budget. I mean, deck profile. So thanks, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have something to say, put it in the comments. Goodbye.